Well, one of the things we did this past week as we look ahead towards the finals coming up is Ali actually picked top 10 moments from the 2019 season. We thought we'd share those with you, some of our favorite moments from the 2019 regular season, going into a weekend full of incredible moments, I'm sure. But let's start with the number 10 moment. Take a look.
Well, these are all fast drivers. They all know what they're doing with these cars. And Charlie, are you saying that maybe Commando is that's a way of applying pressure, a few taps to let him know he's there?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Just letting that driver know, yeah, I'm still here by the way. Look, there we go.
One. Wow, a little bit rough there from Commando, who may well give that back. He does. Mellish already commented from the analyst desk about Commando's racecraft. He is somebody who doesn't want to make the move happen in the wrong way. We'll try it around the outside of the carousel though, nonetheless. And that's gutsy. Commando now getting into the side of Chris, and that's a big spin as the two of them head out of the carousel. Hard to know how that happened. The two cars were on the straight.
Commando and Rise getting into each other there. Now, I have to say, guys, Commando has had an amazing year this year. In previous ForzaRC seasons, he's been subject to bad luck and just bad circumstances. He's had a great year, but Ali, this is a moment where that old Commando luck sort of stuck out again.
It's just what could have been. That move around the outside of the carousel, you don't see it every day. So exciting. You can see how fast Commando was feeling and how punchy to try that move out. Didn't work out, still squeaks into the top 10 for me at least. Yeah, that was a cool move.
Yeah, I think it kind of, he put all the PI into that Porsche to set the story. He went against the grain from some of the other drivers. It was a battle against the sailing. He had the pace car, didn't have the race car, which is why he was battling there. And I kind of feel like the end result didn't reciprocate how well he managed to get round the outside of the carousel. So I feel bad for him, feel bad, man. But I mean, it was great to just watch that piece.
Pace car versus race car. I love that. That's great. So let's take a look at the number 9 moment from the regular season.
Onto the backstretch, it allows you to carry much more speed. He's going to have the inside as he dives down the inside. Got on the brakes a little bit too soon, and Box manages to hold on for the moment at least.
There's going to be some contact here, and Zoom runs Box out of road there. Very rude indeed from the Sauber driver, sneaking up the inside and pushing all the way wide.
We're used to ForzaRC drivers and hypercars and supercars, but Mellish, we put these guys in classic muscle and watch the chaos ensue.
I think this week was a fan favorite. You're talking like 3,000 pounds plus of weight in each car, and like a way out of date braking systems as well. It was good to watch, but that move there really solidified Sauber in this kind of championship.
That's right. It's that sort of leaf spring suspension or whatever you have with those cars. It all looked like a sort of slow speed incident in a way, but it was a very skillful move there.
I have to say the turn ones for those were surprisingly clean. I think I expected more chaos in the muscle cars, but these guys are the best in the world. They can drive anything. Let's take a look at the number 8 moment.
Finally, it's making sense. Venom right now, though. He is so aggressive, trying to get the lead of the race. He's been the support role for way too long. And there is going to be a penalty issued for Lightning for that contact with Lage as we ride on board Venom, showing the nose. No, you don't go too wide through the S's. Guys, what are you?
Wow, look at that move, Venom! Get out of town, that was awesome. Venom, so much guts. And Hurricane can't believe it, slips off the track and gets bullied. These drivers will bully you if you are offline.
You never go too wide of the IR unless you're in the ForzaRC and you're in prototypes. Right, guys?
No, that was nuts. It was one of those ones that is kind of what could have been for Hurricane. He slipped off the track, but Venom, man.
I honestly feel like Venom had an earpiece in listening to the live stream, and like Shay's like, no, don't do that. He's like, no, I'm going to do it. No, I'm going to do it. And it just he nailed it. And obviously Hurricane went off the track, and there was a little bit of a collision, but that was a great job from Venom because you don't go too wide of the snake. You just don't.
It's so narrow there. So much guts. Amazing job. I hope we see more of that from Venom this weekend. All right, let's take a look at the next clip.
As Roadrunner reminds Force One, hey, I'm behind you, I'm right here, and I would just love to win this race.
Yep, you don't really need to win a race. I mean, I've won the first two. Let me just keep it going. I know what to do. It's okay. I'll handle the responsibility. It's all good. I think that's what's going on between the two as Roadrunner looks down the inside for the right-hand corner. This could work. Force One not giving it up, and they turn back to the left, so this will be Force One's advantage. But if he can stay there, Roadrunner does have a right turn coming up now. tight apex corner, and then another right coming onto the front straight. Force One will have the momentum on his side. Oh, it's going to be a drag race, Ali.
Wow, we've been seeing these two get close to that last sector every single lap, and Roadrunner, with surely his best opportunity yet, doesn't quite manage to make it stick on lap 7 of 9. He's going to have to file back in, I think, as we turn left into Dunlop, tries to insist it round the outside, goes for the undercut after that.
You know, the thing that sticks out to me on this clip is these guys are nose to tail, side by side on a track like Le Mans, and they're just racing with so much respect. You can tell these guys respect each other on the track.
I mean, what was cool about that battle as well was how long it went on for.
Yeah.
We cut a bit for the highlights. You know, we got like a few corners of it, but every lap they were at it and just at it. Really cool. As you say, though, the respect between those two is awesome.
Yeah, it was like you're saying, the length of it. It was like Forza ASMR. I was relaxed. It was like great to begin with. It was like, this is cool just to watch. It felt like they were racing together. They were communicating with each other. Obviously, they weren't in separate parties. Yeah. But it was good to see two at the top of their game going like head to head in the same car in exactly the same build.
And who knows, that could be a preview of Sunday's races. We could see Williams-Lazarus, who knows. Let's take a look at the number 6 clip now.
Board with RZM Chris, the driver we were just talking about, a great hard charger and a big lunge round the outside into turn 1, all the way alongside with RDE Cami, who started this race in 7th and is already under pressure, under flak from RZM Chris for that position round the outside of turn 2. I love that move, Shay. That is classy as anything.
Chris, how did you do that? Around the outside, going through the S's? That's not a pass that we often see being made.
Doesn't matter what you put on Watkins Glen, it's always going to be fantastic racing. But Mellish, this was last chance qualifier. This was high stakes in every one of these races.
This was the build-up moment before, obviously, the unfortunate disconnect of Chris's teammate. Chris was on fire. He made numerous overtakes in that race. The one that I remember was the one against Europa. They were battling with THR for the top spot in the last chance qualifiers. But that really was a great example there, around the outside of the first corner, where he's not got as much camber as the inside as Cami has, but manages to make it stick and have all the momentum as well.
Fantastic stuff. Well, we've done 5. We've got the top 5 moments from the regular season now. Let's check out number 5.
To the south, maybe looking out toward the aquarium, over the hood of RDE Chasmo's muscle car that he's been trying to pass for a few corners now. A couple of taps there on the exit to the straight. And, well, I love to see sparks flying in the Forza Racing Championship, but surely there's space for 2 cars there. Chasmo, if you just leave a little bit more of a gap.
No.
Chasmo and South, though, will go wheel to wheel, toe to toe, once again through the first sector, and South up the inside. He's going to have the inside line here into the next corner, and I feel like he's going to make this move stick. Finally, he doesn't.
No.
Wow, Shay, what can South do here to get by?
Cars should not be side by side through that portion of the track. That should not happen. I mean, we've seen it before, but it should not happen. They're still side by side coming out and next to the shopping mall off to your left, where we do have Thunder Thursday. Bring out the race cars, put them on display, finally gets the pass done before coming onto the straight. But no, once again, they're door handle to door handle. Did somebody put magnets in these sides of these cars? This is ridiculous driving.
This has been one of the finest battles we've seen in the Forza Racing Championship Invitational Series so far. All these teams fighting their way towards a grand final where a prize pool of $250,000 will be on the line. Chasmo on the outside now. South covers the line and will take 7th place. He's going to make it look like the battle for the lead, though. I can't believe these two are in the mid-pack the way they're fighting.
I don't know how that's not number 1, because we were sitting here laughing that entire clip. Chasmo side by side with his opponent there on Long Beach, where there is no room for error.
It's such a difficult track. We've got concrete walls on every side. Long Beach is so, as you say, there's no room for error out there. One of the things I noticed going back through these clips was just how classy Chasmo is wheel to wheel.
Yeah.
That guy is so clean. I think there's another clip with him later on, and we'll check that out. But it just knocks me out how good he is as a wheel-to-wheel driver.
Yeah, and to emulate that turn 6 cutback that he did, like I feel like, yeah, great job South for making it work. But actually, Chasmo, well done for that. That was like the overtake for me there. That was really good from both drivers.
Well, you're telling me they're going to get better, because we're about to check out number 4. Let's check it out.
Let's keep in mind, though, Chasmo, the car that Williams Roadrunner is all over, started in 11th. So
Yeah.
even slipping back to 9th, it's been a strong run from Chasmo. He's not going to let it go easily, though. That's not his style, not the way he does things. And the RDE youngster going side by side now, up toward the start of the mountain and heavy on the brakes, trail braking across Roadrunner's nose there, and no quarter given, Shay. Shay, you were looking shocked and appalled.
Different cars, different location, but still the same old Chasmo. This guy's making it happen.
Yeah, no, he made that happen. And what for me there in that clip was, it kind of had like a flashback of when we was in Mexico City with the Davies skills, like the whole Davies skills moment. I was like, oh no. And then I watched, it was like, what a great move, side by side up the cutting. It's really tight there. You talk about Long Beach really narrow. That is narrow, and they both managed to maneuver around. Great job from Roadrunner.
Great job from everybody on Bathurst. It's tough to race there under any conditions. Let's go to the number 3 clip.
To 11th, you can see there on the ticker 2 MGC names lined up ahead of Davy Skills. Lightning holds the lead of this race and Sauber Chemical in second, but it's MGC Mango Shay who's managed to do it again and hold on to that podium through the start of this race.
Mission, holding down the fort for his team.
I'll tip the cap to Dave. That was a classy move
Very.
between the two other drivers. Nicely done.
Just the idea of having Davy Skills in my rearview mirror is enough to intimidate me, but great driving all around there. Amazing
Yeah,
stuff.
split the pair. Split the pair of the MGC. I mean, it was kind of cut, and that's your fault. you actually cut that out a little bit too early. I wanted to see them go into the Degnos, like with him in front, but we got a glimpse of it, and that was a great job from Davey.
It was so patient from Davey there. He was just looking for that gap, watching the 2 red MGC touring cars, and just waiting for a moment. He saw it, put the throttle down, straight through between the two of them, beautiful, like a nutmeg.
It's funny that you use the word patience there, because patience isn't something you often have in a ForzaRC race. They're relatively short races. You got to make things happen, especially when you're starting in the back. And we saw some masterclasses from Davey this season. 2 more left. Let's take a look at the number 2 moment from the 2019 regular season.
Some very daring driving there from Jay Rich, who we're on board with. One of the drivers who we know doesn't have those strong race brakes. And I'm just on the edge of my seat as we exit the corner. Mango with a big spin and 2 cars on the outside. That's Hydra and Handicap both off the track on the exit to Canada corner. And all change at the front of this race then, Shay, with 2 of our drivers already off the track.
If you would have asked me that the number 2 clip was a Mordor Game Club driver, I would have been doubtful, but that was an amazing move.
1 corner, 11th up to 4th place. Like it was like a winning lottery ticket in the ForzaRC for Jay Rich. He just found a line. He just found that line.
It was biblical. It was biblical. It was like a parable. You know what I mean? The sea opened for him. It just sailed through. Like, it was great to watch.
That's great stuff. All right, the number 1 moment from the regular season. Let's check it out right now.
Drivers, Lightning especially, who seems to be driving with nothing to lose. Box goes defensive on the run into T17. Lightning with the over-under up the inside and pushes that move for the lead. Will take it. Box demoted to 2nd place, and LZR Races will be salivating because the drivers ahead of him are starting to move. They're starting to come back towards him. They need those points. They need it for the championship, and Box wants it up the inside in the first sector. Racers will have the run here, though, as we head down toward that first hairpin. It's a touch. Box getting a little squirrely, and Racers will not give up track position. Side by side, down toward the hairpin, and Racers wants that position from Box. I think he's going to get it here as he rolls off the brakes, leans onto the Red Bull Acura, and still the 2 are side by side. Shay, these 2 aren't letting me breathe.
No, and given the direction of the track, this is going to be advantage for Racers. Assuming he can hold on to that position, he'll have less of a good line out of Tower Turn, but he does get the pass made.
Bunch of familiar names there. Lightning, Box, Racers. What incredible action at Sebring there.
It's what the ForzaRC is all about, right? Seeing people like those 3 battle it out. Very, very close racing. Had to be our number 1.
And they're all in the group too. Like, they're going to have to do it all over again. That's what they're like, you did it once. No, can you just do that again for me, please? Because I didn't get it the first time. It was really good racing. For me, though, great job for Lightning to make it up the inside of the last corner. But what a great job that Racers did, because he was playing devil's box, was closing him into that tire wall. It looked like it was game over, but he managed to just stick it there.
He kept his position. You know,
he did, yeah.
That's